You're not through, are you? I'm enjoying that, Wimp. Keep on.
You need to say all the stuff I sent you.
No, Wimp, hey, good to talk to you. I appreciate you giving me a chance to come on and visit with you guys. I always love to talk to people down in Birmingham, and you, Wimp, and brings back a lot of memories. I got a lot.
It sure does. It brings back a lot.
It really does. It goes back to the 60s and 70s and that era. Actually, goes back to the 50s when I talk to people down there because, I played against Coach Bryant when he was at A&M and back before he even went to Alabama. But anyway, it's always good to talk to you, Wimp, especially me and you at our age.
That's right.
When you turn 70, hell, we're getting up there, aren't we?
That's right. We turn 70. Right? We're getting old. Is this football team at Oklahoma, quarterback-wise and all, maybe can it be as good or better than the one last year?
Well, I was thinking that a minute ago when I was waiting for your call, that Alabama, I was thinking, someone asked me the other day after watching Oklahoma play, I said, we lost the Heisman Trophy winner, first player picked in the draft, and I'm not sure it went out a better football team than we were a year ago. And the reason why is the overall depth and quality of the team. Our receiver core is better. Our running backs are the same and more experienced, and our offensive line is a hell of a lot better, and our defense has really improved. So we got some people. We don't have the people like Alabama does squatting down on the line, on the ground, but we're getting closer, and that's made us a hell of a lot better. And I've said, I think Oklahoma's probably better than they were yesterday, and that's a hell of a thing to say when you lose a Heisman Trophy winner. And you guys, you all changed quarterbacks, and I looked at we all play, and I said, hell, Alabama's just like Alabama always is, damn good. But hell, I think they're more dangerous, more talented now because this guy quarterback is really a playmaker and really talented, and so I think y'all are better. But to answer your question, I think I did it with that little few there. But Murray is the unknown, but Murray, the quarterback for Oklahoma, is a 5'10", 195 pounder. Really strong and thick. He can't see down. He's got to have depth in his passing game, the play action movement. But the guy is 4'4". He'd be great in my offense, Coach Bryant's offense, and he's faster and quicker than hell. He's a $5 million baseball player. He's the 9th player picked in baseball. He got a contract waiting on him next year to come out and sign for $5 million. I think it goes away if he doesn't sign next year. And but he is, he was in high school. He was 42-0, 3 state championships in high school as a starting quarterback. And in Allen, Texas, a great program in north of Dallas. And he went to A&M, and something happened there. And he just got dissatisfied, and he transferred here. And it was to our benefit that the last 2 quarterbacks that transferred here, Baker Mayfield from Texas Tech and this kid here, are great talents. And of course, they got something to do with it. The people they got around them, and the coach here is damn good. Lincoln Riley's a hell of an offensive coordinator. And so I think we can be better. And last year as a team, I'm not going to say the quarterbacks will be better than Baker Mayfield, but we can win and be really good with this guy.
We're talking with Barry Switzer. Coach, I guess you saw 2 in the second half of the Georgia game, and I don't know if you saw the Louisville game, but just wanted to get your take on him as a quarterback. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Baker Mayfield. He can scram around. This guy can really throw the football. I remember last time we talked to you about what a great thrower you thought Baker Mayfield was. Just what's your impression of Tua Tagovailoa?
Well, I was impressed with him last year. What little bit I saw with him last year. He's got, how tall is the guy? I can't.
5'11", probably 5'11".
Yeah. Okay. Baker Mayfield is really a short 6'1". You know what I mean? He's a little over 6. But Baker's stats were what's really so impressive. Baker's stats, well, these 3 years he played was unbelievable. His quarterback rating and stats, didn't throw any interceptions. He was all high, 70% passing game. And his ability to avoid the rush and his quickness and, to get loose, herky-jerky, spastic looking. He didn't look fluid and all, which he barely had. But he's hard to get a hold of, and he could really throw on the run well, movement. And if this guy, probably a better athlete than Baker. Probably faster than Baker. I don't know what his speed is. Baker was a 4.8 to 4.75 guy, and but he's good enough to play, especially in this system here. But I think they're both damn good. But I would thought, looking at the kid, I thought he was taller than that. I thought he had a lot taller. I thought he was 6'2" or 3 kind of kid, but I can't tell looking at those guys.
You made great evaluations when you were there going into Texas and getting players because you don't have enough in your state, I don't think. Probably. You can answer that for me.
In Oklahoma, we weren't sitting on the Red River. We had Texas to the south of us. We had a state that had 1,700 high schools and 35 million population. Hell, what are you talking about? If I got to pick it, let me tell you, Wimp, if I could pick every player in Harris County, any player I wanted out of Harris County, which is Houston, I said I'd play for the national championship every year, and if I could get them in school, keep them, And if you let me pick players in that one county alone, and you could play for the national championship every year, that of course, that's a great area. And but no, Texas has got outstanding talent. There's great talent all over the country. The concentration, high school coaches do a great job there. There's great facilities, wealthy state. The public school system is wonderful. Just the coaches. Hell, like high school coaches make. I talked to a high school coach the other day. Went making $155,000 a year coaching. At a 3A school. At a 3A school. Hell, I didn't make that much when you and I coached. I made $24,000 my first year.
Coach, if you go back into coaching, you sign them, Dad'll figure out how to get them in school. He was the master of that. You guys would never lose. I could recruit, and then you had to. It was a free-for-all back in. It was like the Wild Wild West. There was no restrictions in recruiting. You know what I mean? You could see them every day, go see them. You could talk to them, and there was no,
that's right.
Every league set their own rules. There wasn't an NCAA oversight. You had your own conference oversight, So it was Wild Wild West back in there. No one honored everyone's other scholarship. Big 8 didn't honor the Southwest scholarship. They didn't honor our scholarships, So you had to recruit them up. Remember, they had to go to a day of school class, before they were yours. You used to recruit them out of the dormitory. We'd go to another schools. I had Billy Michael. We thought we were going to get this kid, and they didn't hostage. They held him hostage. They took his kid from us. They put him in their dorm at Texas Western, a Texas kid. And I sent Billy Michaels out there to find him. He found him in the dorm that night before school started. He got him packed and got him up here the next day. That's how we got him in a class here, and he was ours there. They talk about, wow.
Fans, how you got ready for Nebraska?
Well, how you got ready for Nebraska? Wait, what the hell you mean? I mean, you didn't have to get your team ready to play. You guys don't have to get ready to play Auburn. I don't have to get ready to play. Our players get ready to play. But
you're a different kind of cat now, I'm telling you.
Well, we've approached it a little different. A lot of people, I'm not. Everybody gets a little hung up on the. You get that game face on and all that crap. I've never done that. My players didn't know. They knew me, and they were like me. And they knew when we kicked off, we were going to be disciplined. Then we were going to play like hell and do the right things. And we were coached. Some people always said Oklahoma's an undisciplined football team because we come out on game on Friday before the game. We'd visiting somewhere, and we'd always play tag, and we'd have a boom box out there playing, and the guys, offensive linemen over here playing tag football, and then I'd call them all up, and we'd talk a while, and then we'd go to the house. Well, there's no organization, no, it's a free-for-all out there, and people just say, well, they're an undisciplined bunch. And some coaches that used to play us all the time said, well, wait till they have kick off, and let me hear you say that after that, and see what you think then, whether they're a disciplined bunch. But anyway, that was a different era and different time, and maybe a different kid. But
you go to Dallas, and you said to everybody, "Hey, I got a position coaches, and I got great players. The worst thing I can do is try to screw them up by coaching them."
Well,
something like that.
A little bit of coaching. I coached from the neck up. That was my assignment. I coached from the neck up, Coach. The game's physical, mental, and emotional, and that's the three aspects. Everybody gets ready to play mentally and know your assignments and what the hell to do, and the position you play, and the techniques and all that, and your assignments. That's the the mental part of it. And we physically get ready to play. Everybody conditions the player, and everybody could do that, and every player has to do that, but it's from the neck up. It's probably the most important area in football, and 90% of the games played from there. And that's what I spent my time on with the players. And I think they responded well. I think I responded well with them, and we got a lot done. We accomplished
sure
a lot.
Did.
I think Nick's about the only one that's. When I retired, it was the winningest percentage in modern football history. Only Leahy and Rockney and some guy named Woodruff from Columbia retired in 2005 had a better winning percentage than I did. But 84% is pretty good, and so obviously just because of talent and coaches I had around me, I had good coaches and good players. So. And we were doing the right. I know this. Coach Bryant knew we had a pretty good thing going after we played him in the Blue Bonnet Bowl. Next year he went to the Wish Bowl, went undefeated for the season until he had to play Nebraska in the Orange Bowl. But anyway, that was a different time, a different fun, and we both had our run.
Coach Saban, he gets mad at it. Even late in the game, they could be up 30 or 40, but those backup guys, he expects those guys to play the right way and run their assignments, and he got frustrated the other night because they had some unnecessary penalties. He always says those guys are one play away from being starters, and so he keeps everybody on edge.
Don't play them more. That way they won't be. Don't play them more. I tried to play all my players. The reason why I used to say people get on me and fuss at me by saying, I would say, let's go hang a half 100 on them today. Hang a half 100. I wasn't being disparaging toward my opponent. I'm trying to belittle them. I was telling my team, my starters, I used to tell them all the time, hey, guys, those second and third team guys got mamas and daddies. They travel here. They want to see their sons play just as much as your dads and moms do. So let's go out and hang half 100 on the ass, and that way everybody gets to play. And I substituted Joe Washington. Rushed for only 4-something thousand yards here. He's upset. He could rush for 8,000. He only played 2 quarters a game when he played here. Little Joe Washington, who played 10 years in the NFL, a little running back for me, from 72 to 75, I think. He won 2 national championships, 2 undefeated seasons. He won 43-2-1 when he was here, and he only played 2 quarters of every game. Now, if he'd played the entire game, he'd rush for 8,000 yards. He was always upset about that. I said, little Joe, you got people that want to play too, so get your butt over and sit down with me and let them have some fun too. So, that's the way I approached it, and I always tried to substitute as quick as I could, and it never got me in trouble. We were good enough that nobody came back from a style of offense, I guess, we played because nobody took the ball away from us. We controlled the clock, and, our defense is good enough that we got the ball back in 3 plays. 3 and done, and we have it another 7 or 8 minutes.
Barry, the Oklahoma State AD told his head football coach he needed to recruit better players. He never told you that, did he?
No, but it's the damn truth. You can't coach both teams, but if I did, I want you to coach better players. But it's you can't coach either team. You can't recruit for them. So the other team. So it's the key. And with Alabama, Nick Saban doesn't do it because he's a better coach than anybody. There's a hell of a lot of coaches out there just as good as the other guys where they're coaching and the ability to get the players in the talent pool. But Alabama's got a great tradition. They sell, and I'm sure the facility's great. Oklahoma's facilities. If y'all can everybody look at everybody's back pocket today and see what they got. So pull out your phone. You can go online and look at what Oklahoma's got. The facilities they've got in the Switzer Center over here. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable what they've got now. And it's the first time. This is brand new. This is the first year they've had this. You go look at the dressing rooms, the equipment rooms, the training rooms, all the different damn things they've got for these athletes today. Hell, they got it's like going walking through their damn chow hall. You get sandwiches here, they got protein drinks here, they got everywhere you turn, there's something to eat and drink. And hell, we never had stuff like that, Wimp. I mean, it's unbelievable. I got a nutrition coach sitting there in the middle of the damn thing, talking to the kids about what their meal today and what they should eat. Be prepared for on this day, particular day, before a couple of days before the game. You know, unbelievable.
Coach, Coach, tell me why Texas can't get back to where Oklahoma and Alabama are. You talked about all the players. I mean, is it evaluation problems, coaching problems? They don't have the right guy. What's wrong with Texas?
I can't believe that. I don't know either. It's obviously they're not. It's amazing to me too. It really is. Texas. Mac Brown was coaching here for me in the early '80s, and I tried to hire. That was actually the year I hired Mac in '84, and the next year I tried to hire Mal Moore. That's when I was Mal Moore's going to Notre Dame, and I tried to get Mal to come here as my offensive coordinator. And I told Mac asked me, he says, "What is the best job? What do you think is the best job in the country?" And I said, "Hell, without a doubt, it's the University of Texas." I said, "It's a wealthy school. It's the center of Texas. They're the university of. That's the greatest talent pool in the country. You should be playing for the national championship every year at the University of Texas." But what happens is, I don't know. I have just amazes me that they're having that type of problem. You don't think I don't hear about it around here?
Yeah.
God. You know, I'm so close to it here, and that I'm only 140, 50 miles from Dallas, and Red River's only 100 miles from my house here. And so I'm on top of it down here, and I hear it all the time. But it's a mystery to me. Texas should be better than what they are. You know, and of course, Texas A&M has always had an inflated value of what they thought they were, you know, and the Aggies, and they got over your league. They ain't done a damn thing, I don't think, have they? And,
no.
They had the Yanni football at one time, and they pretty good, but they struggle too. But it's amazing that they neither one of them have been whatever they thought they should be.
What are they going to do about Kansas? I had Bud Moore's friend of mine years ago. He went down the other day. He says the biggest mistake he ever made. Kansas, of course, good basketball. What are they going to do about them in football?
Well, first of all, if Oklahoma set up, University of Oklahoma set up around Miami, Oklahoma, northern part of the state, northeast part of the state on the Kansas line, would probably have the same tradition in football because of the proximity to talent. You got to import players. Kansas doesn't have any population, and high school football, hell, it didn't even have state playoffs several years, maybe a decade ago or something. And there wasn't the emphasis on it, and sparsely populated farm state and agriculture. It's just that it's hard to import players to come to. There's too many good schools. Just like I've always said, Arkansas is just an edge job. Arkansas will never be, to me, in my opinion, and I don't want to upset my family. I went to school at Arkansas, graduated there, but Frank tried to get me come back there in the '70s, and I said, hell, I got better players than y'all got, which I did, and I didn't get better players. But that league, you got too many good players, got to go over too many good schools, past too many good schools to get to Arkansas. Fayetteville's hard to get to anyway. It's like Mike Campbell at Texas said, playing at Fayetteville was like parachuting into Russia. Hell, it was hard to get to, and you had to land 2 DC-3s to get in there. The airport was so damn small back when we played, but it's there's certain schools that have their ability to win, but then you take Kansas State. You take Bill Snyder at Kansas State of Manhattan, and he goes in there, and he's not the great team, but he beats your butt. He's a guy that he goes recruits to junior colleges. He evaluates talent great. He gets kids that other people don't look at, and he goes and wins with them. And he's a hell of a fun. What he's done at Kansas State is probably the best coaching job in America. Year after year after year, he does it. He wins 8, 7, 8, 9 games at Kansas State. And who in the hell would think he could do that there? No one did it before. Remember, they lost about 50 in a row there in an era when they held back in the era when I was coaching Oklahoma. They were terrible. But anyway, he's done it.
There you go. Anything.
But certain jobs you just don't want to take, and I was offered a few of those, and I was smart enough to say, I don't think I want to go there. I don't want to leave Oklahoma as an assistant to go coach one of those. SEC jobs are a little different. Coaches can leave Alabama and move around the SEC and have a chance to be successful because the talent pool is through that area of the country.
Coach, you got a grandson playing, I see, in the high school over there? Finally they've reached high school. They've got Jacob, my youngest son. He's Norman North quarterback. He went to Texas A&M camp. Throw this at you quick. He was 6. I didn't know. I knew he was fast, but he'd never been timed. He went down to Texas A&M camp, and I got a text, all of a sudden, text. Actually, it was a picture of Daryl Dickey's offensive coordinator. His dad we used to coach together at Oklahoma. You remember Jim Dickey, and Jimmy's son's the offensive coordinator. And Daryl's been in the game a long time, and he has a picture of my standing with my son, Jacob. He says, "Hey, boy," he said, "he's a hell of an athlete. He's good looking, and he's going to have a lot of girlfriends." And he said he's tested him. He says he did a vertical 34 inches, standing vertical, not a step. He just stood under it, went 34 inches. He's a junior in high school. He's 6'2.5", and he ran a 4.55 So I think he's got a chance to be a hell of an athlete. He's only about 180 pounds now, but when he fills out to his frame, he might be a stud. We'll wait to see. Do you yell at the officials when you're at his game? You get down there and get at the officials a little bit?
Keep my mouth shut, but it is a different experience watching your kids play than watching someone else's kids play, I promise you. But it's fun, and I enjoy it.
I'm going to let you go, but I want you to remember this. The athletic director at Alabama just opened up a financial package to raise money for stadiums and athletic stuff, and the figure that he has set up for everybody to raise, get this one, $600 million.
Well, that's probably it's got to include other things other than just dressing rooms and training rooms for football. It has to have expansion, stadium, seating. It has to have boxes that bring income in, revenue. If that type of money to be raised and built on athletic facilities, you better have an income source tied to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Coach Saban gave $1 million. Now you only got to get $599 million.
Today, you know what? They make these guys make their contracts they got today. They coach for 4 or 5 years, get their ass fired, and don't have to do anything the rest of their life. Hell, that's why you and I have to still work with them.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't coach in this era. So we still got to make something happen.
Well, you don't know how much we appreciate you being on. We've had people calling in, all excited about you coming in. I'm not going to bug you to death, but even you got up at 8:15 this time. I'm going to call you back in a few weeks and get you again.
All right. Stay in touch, Wimp.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Barry.
Left now. Huh? And there's only a few of us left that are. We're only a few still talk and think.
That's right.
My buddies, hell, they can't even remember. They called me yesterday and asked me the same damn question, but I answered the same way and treated them with respect. I love you, Wimp. Take care.